We've been together for 15 days, and actually today marks the tipping over. We are halfway through Kartik, and we pray that Radha, Damodara, Radha Shamsundar have been showering new blessings by the special association we've been getting from Srila Gurudev. Today's special topic will be women gurus in Vaisnava history, specifically dealing with Sri Jahnava Devi. So before we start, we'd like to request Srila Gurudev to kindly give us his blessings so that we can have a successful day today. And also just a note for those who'd like to access Portuguese translation and Hindi translation, you can do that as we have been doing through the 15 days. Just go to the book box and yes, you can access the translations. Also, please remember to have your journals that you've been having through the whole time so that we can share and write our contemplations, our realizations as we have been advised the whole time. Without further ado, we'll invite, let me see, sorry, Kritimai Mataji, I'm not sure who is supposed to sing. Could you please...
Hare Grace Paramkanti Mataji, we invite you to please offer the Vaishnava.
Yeah, sorry. Paramkanta Mataji, we please request you to unmute and kindly guide us in today's bhakti.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. Please accept my most respectful obeisances.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So today we'll be singing a Vaishnava song by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, taken from his book called Kalyan Karpataru. And this is prayers at the lotus feet of Jahnava Devi. So, your blessings. Hare Krishna. भवर्णवे पड़े मोर कुल पराण किसे कुल पाबो तार न पाई संधान भवर्णवे पड़े मोर आकुल पराण किसे कुले पाबो तार न पाई संधान नाचे कर्म बल नाही ज्ञान बल जग जग तप धर्म नाचे संबल नित नित दुर्लभामी न जानी संतर ए विपदे के आमर करिबे उद्धार विषय कुबीर ताहे भीषण दर्शन कामेर तरंग सदा कोरे उत्तेजन प्रार्थना वयोर्वेग सहितेन पारी कांडिया स्थिर मन न देखी कंडरी ओघो श्री जानवा देवी ए दासे करुणा कोरो अजी निज गुणे गुछाओ जंत्रणा ओघो श्री जानवा देवी ए दासे करुणा कोरो अजी निज गुणे गुछाओ जंत्रणा तोमारा चरण तरी कोरिया आश्रय भवर्णव पार हवा करेছে निश्चय तोमारा चरण तरी कोरिया आश्रय भवर्णव पार हवा करेছে निश्चय तुमी नित्यानंद शक्ति कृष्ण भक्ति गुरु ए दासे करो दाना पद कल्पतरु तुमी नित्यानंद शक्ति कृष्ण भक्ति गुरु ए दासे करो हो दान पद कल्पतरु कोट कोट पामरे रे करेছ उद्धार तोमारा चरणे आज एक अंगाल छाड़ा कोत कोत पामरे रे करेছ उद्धार तोमारा चरणे आज एक अंगाल छाड़ा भवर्णवे पदे मोर आकुल पराण किसे कुले पाबो तारा न पाई संदाना जय वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय प्रभुपदा 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 श्रील प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा 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 जय गुरुदेवा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्रील भक्तिनाथ ठाकुर की जय श्री जानवा देवी की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So we'll be reading the translation. Having fallen into this vast ocean of material existence, my heart has become extremely worried. I cannot even find a clue of the means to get some help. I have no strength from fruitive activities or speculative knowledge, nor do I have any help from virtues created by sacrifices, yoga practice, or austerities. I am extremely feeble and I don't know how to swim. Who will rescue me from this dreadful calamity? I see the horrible alligator of sense gratification present before me. The waves of lust are constantly agitating and provoking me. I can no longer cope with all the urges that are pushing me like a raging wind from my previous births. I simply weep with an agitated mind, for I do not see any rescuer in sight. O most revered Jahnava Devi, please show mercy to this servant today by virtue of your own good qualities and kindly relieve all of his afflictions. By taking the shelter of the boat of your lotus feet, I will certainly be able to cross over this vast ocean of material existence. You are the very pleasure potency of Lord Nityananda, and you are the spiritual master of devotion to Lord Krishna. Kindly bestow upon this servant the wish-fulfilling desire tree of your lotus feet. Thus, this most wretched and shameful rogue begs at your feet today, for he sees that you are delivering many other sinners. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai, Sri Jahnava Devi
Jai.
Mata ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki
Jai.
jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Srila Gurudev.
Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the beautiful singing, sweet, delicious prasadam from the Bhakti Thakur, distributed by Prema Kanti Indulekha Devi. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Paramakanti, sorry. Thank you for the deep prayers. And for the team that is behind choosing all these bhajans, that was a very powerful bhajan that you chose. And we pray that we may be able to align ourselves to the mood that has been presented by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Srila Gurudev, we welcome you warmly and ask you to kindly share your sweet voice, your sweet realization, and your sweet mood with us so that we can progress in our bhakti and come to a level like yours. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pisaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nikidane Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachare Nirvishita Sunyavadi Pasatya Disatare Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachare Nirvishita Sunyavadi Pasatya Disatare Hare Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Dhira Dvaita, Gadadara Srivasadi, Gora Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Hare Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi, Gaura Bhakta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dadadara Srivasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Jai Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Gurudev Jai Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Gurudev Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo Jayam Vishnu Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Vastu Terasita Sri Srimad Divine Grace, ISKCON Founder Acharya, Jagat Guru, S.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pariva Jagacharya, Stuta Rasita Srimad Divine Grace. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anand Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Praise God, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopida Shama Radha Kunda Giri Gauravan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Ganges Mai Ki Jai. Tulasi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Nitai Gauda Premanande. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Priya Bhutale Smriti Bhatiti Tashanti Namaste Krishna Padaya Pupara Shitani Gaura Karana Sakti Bhatiti Chachina Om Agyana Timirandasya Yanandana Shalakaya Chakshulu Litam Yana Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Jana Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahim Kadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Sri Utapada Kamanam Shri Gurun Vaisnavam Shri Rupam Satyadatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajevam Sadhuitam Savadutam Padijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Sute Tapta Kanchana Kurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhana Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavinebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. His Solemness Bhakti Tit Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Radha Sunya Ki Jai. Shri Kartik 2025 Ki Jai. Hari Hari Bol. So Radha Sunya, missing mercy. Understanding a dangerous position one put himself or herself into and the subsequent suffering that comes from it. So we can carefully avoid or overcome his aparadhas. And specifically on day 16, we are looking at today's topic, Women Gurus and Vaisnava History, Jahnava Devi's power and protection. Where are the women gurus? A question we often hear. Sometimes people inquire from us as Hare Krishna. I see that you people have gurus, but they all seem to be men. Where are the women spiritual masters? We talk about the fact that we are not these bodies and that everyone is an eternal soul. We mentioned the non-sectarian approach to religious matters without regard to race, ethnicity, gender, etc. And yet, there seems to be so much emphasis on bodily consciousness. We see in our communities gender consciousness, the men in one place and the women. Where are the women giving lectures? Yes, it is a fact that there seems to be a dominance of men. Because, as you know, we have our big egos. In almost every sphere of activity, you will find that men usually seems to take the lead. However, there is the power of the mother or the woman in the background. After all, where do the men come from but out to the wombs of women? Can I see the next one before I comment on this? All right, can go back. So this is a very big concern, very, very big concern in our movement. And it is a big concern only because, according to Srila Prabhupada, disagreement in Hare Krishna movement, Prabhupada said, it is because we are leaning towards material things, not Krishna consciousness. All forms of disagreement and argument are maintained by false ego, not by bhakti. So, this has been a very serious issue and it is still going on. Within two groups, women to become, they say, Vaisnavi gurus, and the Vaisnava guru. The fighting is going on. Even till tomorrow, it is still not resolved. Why it is not resolved, we are repeating, it is because we are leaning towards material things, not towards Krishna. This I'm repeating what Prabhupada said, Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 30, text number 8. We are leaning towards material things, and because of that, disagreement, argument, conflict unresolved. Those who are really in Krishna consciousness, who are leaning towards Krishna consciousness, will never have conflict. This is what Prabhupada taught us. So there is no need, according to my little understanding, because we're not very intelligent, we're not powerful, and we don't know much of the scripture, but for simple common sense, from what we have understood from our scriptures and our chariots, this shouldn't be an issue. If we are spiritual organization, and we repeat that, as we mentioned before, because we are leaning towards material things, we have these difficulties. Otherwise, a spiritual organization should be led spiritually. But we are using our material consciousness, our material ability to rule a spiritual movement. Is a big issue. And it will remain a big issue until we resolve this. We should not forget that this is a spiritual organization and everything should be based on devotional criteria. Devotional criteria. When they will have a healthy spiritual organization that will always push us forward, move us forward beyond the material. All right? Hare Krishna. Scientific reality. We find that in most places in the world, that women live much longer than men. In so many ways, they outshine men. Their perception of sound is keener than the man's. The man's. The sense of sight is sharper. The ability to use both sides of the brain is more prominent. Various journals list up to 10 different areas of physical, sensual superiority possessed by women. Women can endure more pain, are sexually more powerful. So many different aspects. Here we have the picture of a goddess, Vladini Shakti. He has Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Devi, and Gorin the type which she worshipped. When His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj brought her to West Africa, she was serving with us and she taught us so many things, cooking, deity worship, studying the Bhagavatam. Actually, she introduced me to studying Bhagavatam and Chaitanya. She gave me those two books, requested me to read them. I'm indebted to her, and she was giving me the bathing water she used in bathing her deities. Every day she was giving to me, and I was enjoying my life with those Chanamrit every day. So beautiful, and so we became very, very close. So I cannot forget that beautiful, wonderful experience. Every day she would give me all this Chanamrit after bathing the deities, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Devi, and go on the tie. She will bring the Maha water, and I will be waiting outside for it. So I'll be drinking that. And she cursed me one day. This thing you are doing, you are going to become mad one day. I'm waiting for that day I'll become mad. I'll praying that day will come. I'll become mad. I want to be mad. I'm waiting. Please let it happen as you prophesy. So you can be mad in Krishna, mad after Krishna, after Srimati Radharani, after Vrindavan. Yes, we want to be mad after these things. Lord, after saying application. I don't know if we actually had what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentioned in the song Her Grace. Prem Kanti just sang for us. So beautiful. I think we should read it again and look at the purport, and then we'll see what acharyas have actually presented to us. Grace Ladin Ladi Kijai. All right. So yes, in many aspects, women are more powerful than men. And generally, we see that for anyone, man or woman, to sit straight, for us to be able to sit straight, to have our body to sit straight, or to use this body as it's functioning, we need they say the backbone. It is what is keeping the whole body, the backbone. But the backbone is not in the front. The backbone is at the back. Therefore, common people will not give credit to the backbone, which is keeping the body useful and straight. But that is for foolish people. And we should not be too concerned about foolish people because they are foolish. We shouldn't be concerned with the foolish people. We should be concerned with wise people because from wise people we become wise. So when we look carefully at the material structure and also we look at the spiritual structure, the whole of this material world is under Durga Devi. The superintendent of what? Punishment, chastisement for wrongdoers. And Durga Devi is a woman. So that means that all of us are controlled by her. When we say that Krishna has three roles, ignorant, passion, and goodness in binding all conditioned soul, this role is being done by her. Durga Devi. If you also check very carefully, you will see that the Minister for Education, Saraswati, is a woman. The Minister of Finance, Lakshmi Devi, is a woman. So the prison, the Commissioner of Prison, Durga, is a woman. Finance is a woman. Defense is a woman. Knowledge is a woman. Education is a woman. So where do men belong in this? Where do men belong in this? Then even if you want to go further, you can go beyond this. We'll go beyond this material and enter into the spiritual world. Of all the devotees of Krishna, both in the material and the spiritual world, who are the best, supermost that no other devotion or devotee is compared to? And the gopis. And the gopis. They're the best, confirmed by Sri Mahaprabhu. Nobody can serve Krishna. There's no method of worshiping Krishna which is better than the method devised and served by the gopis. And above all the gopis, two are extremely special. That is Chandravali and Srimati Radharani. And the two, one is supreme, that is Srimati Radharani. It's also a female. It's a female. So when we look at the teachings of our scriptures, Prabhupada Saraswati, and all our teachers, Rupa Goswami, and all of these the Gopas, the Gopis, the Manjari, when we look at their teachings, Srimati Radharani is placed above everything, including Krishna. Krishna hanka, the smell, the aroma that comes from Srimati Radharani's body. Krishna hanka, Krishna pray. He had a sleepless night, beg for this. Krishna beg for the charan, the doors from the feet of Srimati Radharani. We have been told about chariots. When Srimati Radharani is bathing in the river, Krishna is going to the downstream. So the kumkum from Srimati Radharani's body and the aroma and everything flowing from where she is downstream to Krishna, when it touches Krishna's body, Krishna becomes very happy. Today is the most the best day in my life. That is Krishna life. And when the breeze coming from there touches Krishna body, Krishna considered the best. It's the best in my life. There's no day like today. There's no day like this. We had our chariot. Krishna is going to hide in the bush, waiting when will I see Srimati passing. And he's waiting the whole night, having sleepless night, calling for Radharani, waiting to see Radharani. With Dr. Madhava, so Rupa Goswami told us, hundreds and millions of perfected beings, they worship me. Krishna, not me, but Krishna. He's from Ujjwal Lila, sorry, Dr. Madhava, Rupa Goswami. Hundreds, millions of perfected beings, those who have attained perfection, they worship Krishna. And Krishna said, all of them, they worship me, but I worship Srimati Radharani. Therefore, all my devotees who are worshiping me, we are eternally the worshipper and servant of Srimati Radharani. We hear all these things, so many things. Krishna is waiting at the gate. Krishna has finished a pass. Krishna has finished from playing with the boys. They are returning back, and Krishna understood. And they get to the gate, reaching the gate, they want to go back to their respective places. And Krishna look, and he just, oh, very soon Srimati Radharani is going to pass here, the town's gate. And Krishna sent all his boyfriends home, and he was waiting there. What is he waiting? Krishna is waiting that very soon Srimati Radharani is going to pass here, and I'll be able to see her. And waiting the town's gates to Srimati Radharani. Therefore, she is the best. She is the best. Superior. Then one will wonder, so, but why? So we say so much about Srimati Radharani, so exalted position she is. Why? What is really? What does it really mean? We should try to understand. All of us here like to enjoy. All of us like to enjoy. That tendency to enjoy, it is part of the spirit. It's part of the soul. Spirit, soul. It is natural. Enjoyment is natural. Suffering is not natural. Enjoyment is natural. And that enjoyment spirit in the spirit soul is coming from Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Srimati Radharani is the enjoyment personified of Krishna. Krishna's enjoyment personified. That is Srimati Radharani. Therefore, as enjoyment controls those of us who like to enjoy, so it's not a surprise that enjoyment also controls those who enjoy her. The enjoyer. So it's not a surprise. You should understand this. Hope it is clear. We are controlled by the enjoyment. The thing which we use to enjoy, that is superior to us. So Krishna's enjoyment specified is Srimati Radharani. Therefore, the surprise that he controls Krishna. That is natural. That is how it is. We are controlled by the food which we enjoy, by drink, which whatever we design to enjoy with this material. These things, they control us. And they all expanded from Srimati Radharani for our enjoyment. For us, all these things are her emanations, both materially, spiritually. So you're not a surprise. So where is the place for many? And every morning we are singing. Every morning we are singing. Nivedana dara sakri anugata koro seva adhikara koro diyada. See, we are singing every morning. We are singing to be what? That sea. To that sea Srimati Radharani Dasi. This is what we are singing every morning. Although we are singing this without understanding the meaning, that is fortunate. We are singing, we don't understand the meaning. If we really understand the meaning, we are begging for shelter to bring us to accept us into her grooves. Want to become Dasi, rather Dasi. If that is our desire, that is our intent, that is the ultimate desire to become rather Dasi. Then why are we disturbed by foolish people who does not know what is the reality? Why are we disturbed by their whimsical activity? Why should someone be disturbed by a whimsical activity of foolish people? Uneducated, illiterate people who are fools, doesn't know anything. Why should an intelligent person be disturbed by them? It means that we are foolish also. We don't understand what we are doing. Otherwise, we will not be disturbed, because pure devotees who are internally connected with Krishna, who does not experience the material world, they are not external. They don't feel all the nonsensical things that the common people say. Therefore, they're not disturbed. Okay? A Vedic understanding. In Vedic culture, women are the carriers of the culture. If a woman is surrendered and dominated by materialistic culture or sanctification, who is going to be more prominent? Women. That means that when women are absorbed in the mode of material nature, they will be more dominant in the context of illusion. That is what is happening. Otherwise, women will become pure devotees faster than men. If, however, they are able to break the attraction for the normal scheme of things, then they also can use that same power to become more spiritual. They become pure devotees more than men, faster than men. From the material perspective, the more power one has, the more one tends to use it for sanctification. Thus, in Vedic culture, women are asked to tune themselves down a bit and are sent the following message: sisters, mothers, use your power in a merciful way. Be a little discreet. Cover your head and dress in a way not to expose yourself. The, the implied message is: be merciful to the men because of your superior power. It can be understood in this way. If we put women in the front and put men behind, no men will see the deities. That is a fact. Why? Because of the power women carry. They will use their energy to pervade the whole place, and all the men will be seeing their head and not the deities. Therefore, it is scientific arrangement based on the total Buddha. Those who knows the arrange pull the power behind so that the lazy people can be in the front and see the deities and be helped. It is for the protection of men that the women are put behind. It is not because women are less powerful or less intelligent. So when we say women are less intelligent, it's because they don't know how to use what they have to become pure devotee faster than men. They don't know this. Therefore, the word less intelligence is used. And this word, it is not understood in our movement. Many people don't understand this. And people are becoming offensive to Srila Prabhupada. This word, it is not used by Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada only quoted it. People who say that women are less intelligent are women themselves, not men. The only one male is Dhruva Maharaj in the 7th canto of Bhagavatam. Only one male. Kunti Devi said that in Bhagavatam 1:820. Kunti. Yes, Kunti. Devahuti said that in the 3rd canto of Bhagavatam. Udvasi said this in the 8th canto of Bhagavatam. Lalita Saki said this in Lalita Madhava of Rupa Goswami. So, Kunti Devi, Devahuti, Tulsi Devi herself, Tulsi Devi in Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Urvasi, and Lalita Saki. 5 women said this. Only one male said this. It is Dhruva Maharaj. Kunti is a woman, Devahuti is a woman, Urvasi is a woman, Tulsi Devi Vashivadi is a woman, and Lalita Seki is a woman. They said this, not Prabhupada. Prabhupada simply quoted it. And we are accusing him wrongly. Wrongly and also without the full understanding. Therefore, His Holiness Vaisnava Maharaj has presented this here so we can understand. Be merciful to the men because of their superior power. We'll give example before of the backbone. It's at the back, not in the front. The backbone is holding our body to stand. It can be understood in this way. It is not a discrimination because they are less important. Women are not less important. They are most important. And because of that, they put their power, they are supporting the men. Even materially, it is said, behind the success of a man is a woman. If one is going to fight tomorrow, if you have sex and you go, you will lose the battle. If one is going to war tomorrow, if you have sex with your wife, you go there, you don't come back, you'll be the person to be killed on that day. Therefore, we should try to understand what is happening. All right? What men should know. If anyone asks you about the gurus who are women in our movement, you can point out these 2 examples. Jahnava Devi, Krishna, Priya Thakurani. You also have Ganga Devi. All of them are women. All of them. And when they ask, well, where are the present ones? You can reply, well, I am going to be a guru. Some of your farmers will become gurus and deal with these guys. It is important that you men realize that women live longer. Most men, if they are lucky, have a wife to take care of them during the last days of their lives. It can be generally observed that there are many women who are widows at the pilgrimage places. Therefore, some of you who have treated your wives and partners badly should remember that you are going to be dependent on that woman during the last years of your life. She is going to outlive you, and she is going to be with you during the last years or last months. She will remember what you used to do. So be careful, man, because what goes round comes around. Yes, women live longer than men. Therefore, we should be very, very careful how we treat them, because they are going to be present to take care of our body, and they will remember, they will pray. They will pray that, thank you, Krishna, that you have liberated me from the prison, the prison of being what this so-called man. I'm liberated. This is unfortunate. It should not be like this. It should not be like this. It should be that they feel bad that we have left them behind, and then they would like to enter into our fire and the funeral fire, instead of continuing to live, because of the love and the dealings they got from us, the protection, the shelter they got from us. That's how it should be. And that requires that we should treat them very nicely. Otherwise, they're going to feel very happy and they breathe heavily. Jai Krishna, thank you for releasing me from the prison I have been all these years. Hari Hari Bol. Jahnava Devi Lord Nityananda's wife for extraordinary position. Jahnava Devi was the wife of none other than Lord Nityananda. There was a time in Vaisnava history when she was so prominent and powerful that Vaisnavas from all over India were eager to have her darshan, to get blessings from her, and to hear her explain philosophical matters, her critical role. She had showed power in bringing various groups of Vaishnava together at a very critical time in Vaishnava history. Disagreement had begun to arise among the followers of Lord Chaitanya about how to present Krishna consciousness. She was depended upon to mediate such dispute. She did great job. Vasudha and Jahnava, two sisters. And that time also, so many Durga worshippers and we mentioned some foolish men. They were trying to attack her, and they got chastised severely and warned and ordered they should go and take shelter on it of Jahnava. Otherwise, they will be dealt with, they will be killed. From some group of dacoits, they came and they wanted to come and rob her. She was traveling with a huge crowd, and they came. So some of these fortunate people, they wanted to come and attack her in the night and kill them and take their properties, and also kill her because they feel it's a disgrace that the woman is leading. But they were put into illusion that they roamed the whole forest the whole night. They didn't know where they were going, what they were doing. They sat everywhere, they couldn't find. They were confused, bewildered. They were dealt with and then warned. So the next day they came to take initiation from her. So something I would like to mention here is that Jahnava Devi Ganga Devi, this exalted devotee who led this Krishna consciousness movement, like is mentioned here, and saved the whole parampara till today. They did not campaign to become gurus. They did not campaign to become guru. This thing came naturally by their practice, by their qualities, by their potency. This blessing, this service came naturally to them, and they were the best Vaishnavas at that time. So they accepted the service and they did it perfectly. There were no campaign, there were no lobbying, there were no negotiation, there were no politicking. This thing came naturally. This is a spiritual organization Why can't we function spiritually and allow things to happen naturally as it had been? This is my only concern. This is my only concern. Then somebody can say, well, but when would that happen? Because what about the men? Yes, if the men have lobbied and they got there, because somebody do something wrong, should we also join them and do something wrong? Is that intelligent? Let us allow things to happen naturally. There will be peace, satisfaction, and things will move smoothly for everyone's benefit instead of fighting. We can only create enmity among ourselves as it is going on without resolve. All right? A Durga worshipper's deadly plan. Oh, let us see. There was a group of so-called spiritualists who were followers of Chandi or Durga, and they noticed that wherever she would go, many sadhus, Muslim men, were following her. The sadhus expressed such reverence for her. The followers of Durga thought, what is this nonsense? Who are these Vaisnavas? And who is this woman receiving their worship? Why are they not serving Chandi? They vowed to murder. They were furious because they thought that everyone should think as they did, that the worship of Durga was the real service, and puja, worship, should be performed for her. These angry followers went to the deity of Durga in the temple, and they prayed and made a vow to murder those followers of Jahnava Devi, who appeared to be committing blasphemy by neglecting Durga and worshipping Jahnava Devi. They want to kill all the Vaishnavas, including Jahnava herself. But they were baffled, as we mentioned before. They were baffled. Durga chastised them severely. Next. Using religion for material ends. Party spirit and sectarianism often predominate. People who imagine themselves religious are caught up in some type of inhumanity to mankind or some kind of abuse and exploitation, the pattern of exploitation. They hide behind religious sentiment while they carry out their own agenda, which is generally materially motivated. Their sectarian views are fueled by ulterior motives. Often, those so-called religionists are not religious at all, but are wicked and cruel people who will use any pretext to achieve their sinful ends. Kaitava Dharma, cheating religion. Using religion to achieve some materially motivated goal is not uncommon. In fact, this cultural dharma, cheating religion, has become the norm. Materially motivated people use whatever they can to gain leverage for their ideas. Since they are aware of the power of religious ideas and how religion motivates people, they take undue advantage. They take undue advantage. Yes. Going internal through reflection. Religious exploitation, 5 minutes. Personal reflection. Have I ever used my devotional position, knowledge, or service to push my own agenda? How can I distinguish between genuine spiritual motivation and material goals disguised as devotion? What helps me turn to a pure mood of service when I notice self-interest creeping in? Okay, now discussion. What are the signs of Kaitava Dharma, cheating religion, in our own communities or even in our personal life practice? How can we safeguard ourselves and the institution from becoming externally religious, but internally exploitative? Hari Hari Bo. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Srila Gurudev, for guiding us through. So we have our discussion session. We'll take 10 minutes, break into groups as we have been doing the previous few days. We have the Hindi group, the Portuguese group, and the rest of the participants will also be divided by the help of the tech team. Then we will come back with the realizations. We'll have a leader from each team. So please choose one, pick one leader from each of your teams. And then we'll have them present the realizations they've gotten based on the questions that we are discussing today. And each leader will be requested to have about 1 to 2 minutes, 2 minutes at most, to present their realization. And we will take it up from there by the guidance of Srila Gurudev. So we wish you a nice, reflective session. May you be in contact with Super Soul, and may your intelligence be advanced, enhanced, so that we can get more from this. Hare Krishna.
I'm sorry, I had a little technical challenge, so it'll take me maybe 1 to 2 minutes to put you all into the groups. In the meantime, you can start your reflections on the questions that are displayed on the screen. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Pritimai Mataji.
So you can take your time to take your journals out. Maybe Ekanishta Radha Mataji and Shwetadeep Mataji, you can send the translated versions on the chat for your respective group members as I assign you all to the channel.
So just a clarification that we're using the 5-minute timer for now before we're able to get to the groups. So we have 3 more minutes. If we're not able to get to the groups, then we'll just go ahead with from the 5 minutes. We will share our personal realization.
So we are ready with the rooms. You can continue your reflections in there for the next 2 minutes and then proceed to the group discussion. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Pritimai, for the clarification.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Pritimai, for the clarification.
Hare Krishna, are the rooms visible to all of you now? Okay. So to all those devotees who are still in the main room, we encourage you to join into the respective groups where you've been assigned. And that way you should be able to participate in the group discussion. So all those who are here still can proceed to their respective rooms and have their discussions over there. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, just reiterating a few points, it will be very nice if you all keep your videos on throughout the discussions, and you can use help of raising your hands, or also after, as the leaders are sharing, if you feel some points were missed out, we'll keep the chat box enabled for you to share the reflections or anything that you would like to add on to the platform. And Kamita Prabhu, are you back here? If not, I would like to request all the representatives of the groups to please raise your hands on Zoom.
What did you do?
That we can call you up.
It was like this, that it was like, which thing was, to do what you did, not just that, was then I just got it.
So, Sushmita Mataji, we would like to call you first. Meanwhile, as we were discussing with all of you, if you have some reflections which you were not able to share because of time, you can always feel free to put it on the chat box. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. Please accept my
Hare
humble
Krishna.
obeisances at your lotus feet.
Thank
Um,
you.
So there was this question, the first question, have I ever used my devotional position, knowledge, or service to push my own agenda? In my personal case, I have never used it. I came to Krishna conscious for peace, and until now, I am able to stick to it. However, there was another angle from another devotee. Sometimes we experience they are using this position, and in order to show off their knowledge to other people who are not are bit ignorant or are not aware of it, but I think it is also in positive direction. For example, reaching to the kids. So I think, yeah, sometimes they do it. And then the second question was, how can I distinguish between genuine spiritual motivation and material goal disguised as a devotion? So here, what we discussed was anything which is attached to a material goal, which is not dedicated to Krishna, brings a lot of anxiety, and um, when there is anxiety, you know this is not my spiritual goal. So that's how we can basically uh, identify that. And what helps me to return to a pure mood of service when I notice self-interest creeping in. So basically, it's contemplation, or uh, you can for example, I gave this example. I was serving in a temple. I was helping the cook, and I worked really long. And in the evening, when the food was being served, they just praised her and not me. And I felt, oh, okay, I was not praised. And then I suddenly realized, why should I even be praised? I cooked for Krishna, and I just don't need anything. So sometimes you have to contemplate and think, why even for feeling hurt. Yeah, these are the points from my side. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna, for sharing. Very good.
Kamita Prabhu, you can call upon the devotees who raised their hands one by one. And
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shushmita Mataji, for your realization. We'll have Kamalakshi Mataji to share from the Hindi group. So please unmute yourself and kindly share.
also, in respect of time, we would request all the devotees, all the representatives to take maximum 1.5 minutes to put out your thoughts. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, dear Gurudev. Please accept my most humble obeisances.
Thank
Gurudev,
you.
in our group, there are so many many arguments and ideas are there. So first is, have I ever used my devotional position, knowledge, or service to push my own agenda? Gurudev, we cannot identify in ourselves what is not very clearly, but we are seeing something wrong in our movement, that so many leaders are telling that don't hear Prabhupada lectures, only hear my lectures, become my take initiation for my Gurudev. So this is the good example of pushing our own agenda instead of devotional position using. And second, and how can I distinguish between genuine spiritual motivation and material goals disguised as devotion? So yes, we can only distinguish between genuine spiritual motivation and material goals when we are very sincere in our practice, when we are very sincere in our um, mm, mm, motivation. I mean, very sincere in our internal desire that we want to become a very good devotee, better devotee. So if we are very sincere, then Krishna himself will guide us from our heart that yes, this is your material desire, this should be not there, and spiritual motivation should be there. And if we are hearing very nicely to our Gurudev, our acharyas, then also this will help to come out of all these material goals disguised as devotion. And third, what helped me and return to pure mood of service when I noticed self-interest creeping in. So Sarnagati Mataji told that whenever we hear our Gurudev, our acharyas very nicely, and at the same time, if we are very sincere to remain always in pure mode of service, then Krishna as a super soul will also help us. At the same time, we will get help from all directions in our movement, and the form of Guru, and in the form of our sincere leaders, sincere Siksha Gurus. And what are the signs of Kaitav Dharma? Yeah, this in our personal practice. First, you always mention chanting with mobile phones is a Kaita Dharma, cheating religion, because we are not we are minimizing the potency of holy name. So that is also in our personal practice Kaita Dharma. And in our communities, I already told that there are so many don't, their leaders don't, they are saying don't follow Prabhupada, follow me. So, and last, and how can we safeguard ourselves and the institution from becoming externally religious but internally exploitative? So Gurudev, this answer is that if we are ourselves becoming a very, very good devotee, very, very sincere devotee, and very, very devoted to our mission, then we will get all the help from every side. And if we are able to make ourselves a very good devotee, pure devotee, then that is the best defense for protecting our movement from becoming externally religious and internally exploitative. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
contribution.
Sorry, Hila Gurudev. Thank you so much, Kamalakshi Mataji. Brahmani Mataji, you can quickly unmute yourself and share your reflections. Just a reminder to keep it below 1.5 minutes. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. Please accept our humble obeisances that you want to speak. So the points we have discussed for all the 3 questions was that we found that in order to not use our devotional position, knowledge, and services to push our agendas, it's important to keep a posture of internal dependency. So to constantly police our sentiments, our feelings, while we're trying to understand something. And that's how things are revealed to us. So for us to not push that agenda. And to distinguish between a genuine spiritual motivation and material goals that are disguised as devotion, it's important to observe the consciousness that we can act with and what is our motivation. So like that, we are not going to get lost in between many types of distractions. Which consciousness are we applying to do our services? So always being vigilant of our own consciousness is the key for that. And to help us return to a pure mood of service when we notice self-interest creeping in, when Mataji mentioned that every morning before her day starts, she offers everything to Krishna. So throughout the day, she can remember everything she offered to Krishna. So like that, she can keep more vigilant and alert for everything she does, and that everything goes back to Krishna, regardless if it was a positive or negative experience. So she's being able to offer that to Krishna. And also it was mentioned that the in our communities, the cheating religion and how to safeguard our institution from that. So some of the signs, as you have instructed us, is that we have a tendency to observe spiritual knowledge and spiritual themes from a material perspective, and this is causing a lot of problem and conflicts within our movement. So the way to a good way to safeguard ourselves through prayer, but also to really get in deep into the knowledge, the philosophical knowledge that we have in our hands, so we can, instead of looking at our process with material eyes and material opinions, is to look towards the world, but with spiritual eyes and with spiritual knowledge, so as to invert the perspective and look at everything with the right consciousness. Hare Krishna, dear Gurudev. Thank you, all devotees.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Brahmani Mataji. So those were three women. Now we'll get two Prabhus who are gonna share from their groups. Aman Prabhu, you can kindly unmute yourself and share with us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev, and Pranam. I'm
Hare
trying
Krishna.
to share what has been discussed in the group. So regarding the first reflection point, many of us have not been in the position that we can really answer that if we have used our position, knowledge, or service to put forth any personal agenda. When it point second question, daily introspection is important to distinguish whether we are spiritually motivated or materially motivated, and if we are honest to ourselves, so we can know. And again, for point 3, that what helps me return to a pure mood of service when I notice self-interest creeping in. Taking guidance of genuine seniors is very helping. The reminders which we get through your classes is again very important. And regarding the points of discussion, what is the Kaitav Dharma? So different devotees put forth various points, such as one was worshipping demigods, that we often tend to worship demigods. Second one was pretending, that we are trying to do one thing and showing another, just like in previous class or day before yesterday it was mentioned that we do not try to perform kirtan to please Krishna, rather we see that what has been our influence upon the audience. And other point which was mentioned was not being, or rather being casual in bhakti and not practicing seriously. And for the last point, that safeguard ourselves and the institution. Not sure that if we can safeguard the institution, but safeguarding ourselves, few points that were mentioned were writing letters. Writing letters is one important technique where we can safeguard ourselves. Another method can be focusing on our personal growth and trying to remind ourselves of the goal why we are here. Always practicing our Krishna consciousness under the guidance of a practical devotee, and knowing that consciousness is far more important in whatever we do. So thank you so much, Gurudev. These were some of the points which came up through the discussion. Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam.
All right, Hare Krishna, thank you.
Thank you so much, Aman Prabhu. We have Vishwambar Prabhu to share his reflections from their group. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Sri Gurudev. Please accept my most humble obeisance unto the dust of your divine lotus feet. Sri Gurudev, there were many good devotees who shared their points. For the first question, have I ever used my devotional position knowledge? No, for my own experience, I haven't used my devotional position knowledge or service anywhere in the temple or anywhere. Means there were other devotees who told that this materialistic word is a dukhalam asaswatam. Somewhere, some of the devotees use this their service for their own personal agenda, but maximum of it answer were no. Now, how can I distinguish between genuine spiritual motivation and material goals disguised as devotion? That the genuine spiritual motivation will be, if you have genuine spiritual motivation, then we will be more humble, more prayerful, and will be advanced in devotional activities, and we will do more Vaishnava seva. And if we are materialistic, our goals are materialistic motivated, then we will have false ego, and there is chances of aparadh, and there will be also chances of the Radha Sunya. We will see Radha Sunya in our devotional practice. And for the third answer, what helps me return to a pure mood of service when I notice self-interest is the teachings of the Shri Gurudev and the scriptures we are reading, and we compare ourselves and see our consciousness. That helps our see our deviation from the actual devotional service, or it is the some other we are deviating from our path. And for the discussion, what are the signs of cat of dumps in our community? If we for this answer, that I see this in my personal practice, that if I don't follow the if I don't follow the teachings of Shri Gurudev in my life, means Shri Gurudev is am not properly following the proper instruction of Shri Gurudev, then there are signs of cheating from my side. And for the how can we safeguard ourselves and the institution from becoming externally religious but internally exploitive, by doing prayer, taking shelter, and not leaving the shelter of the spiritual master. That's how the most of the devotees share their points. Thank you, Shri Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much. So I will share our realizations from our group. So a few devotees raised some points, but I will just begin with the first three personal reflections. So have I ever used my devotional position to push down my agenda? Yes, I've tried, with my services, either in kirtan or book distribution, to get a little more attraction or, seek followers and get a bit more money. And the second question, what do I do to distinguish between genuine spiritual motivation and material goals, is to pretty much take part in devotional activities, the morning program that reminds us of pure devotional service, prayers like Shikshastakam, Nadhanam, Najanam, Nasundarim, which means we are keeping away all these desires to get money, followers, women, and so on. And by remembering that, then I'm able to distinguish or to remember where to be in terms of whether I'm practicing under Kaitava Dharma or under pure devotional service. The third one, what helps me run a pure mode of service when I notice self-interest creeping in? I just try and, put in a bit more stronger sadhana, wake up a little earlier, or try and hear my chanting a little more, offer some prayers, write some realizations, and especially also write to Gurudev. When I write to Gurudev, then many times his instruction brings me back more, into the right mood. And to our group's discussions. So for the second question, we had a few people sharing, but I will just share two of them that were prominent. One, Hamsa Dutta Prabhu shared that he has experienced some people from outside being cheated by ISKCON devotees. And another devotee also mentioned that some devotees have the tendency to think that by getting a big house, in the name of, or a big car, or expanding our material position in the name of having a comfortable space to practice better. These are some of the things that she has seen within the community, which is a sense of Kaitav Dharma, sort of using Dharma or using devotional service to expand our material position. And the solution in the second question was one of them is to raise our sadhana through more powerful hearing and chanting, and also by being more faithful to the acharyas, to Guru and Shastra's instructions. And the third point, to by being a little more internally contemplative, to check our progress on how we are going above Kaitav Dharma. So yes, these are the reflections that we had from our team, and we hope that they are in line with the recommendations or the conclusions that we'll get from today's session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So thank you everyone who has participated, all the points that have been raised. Srila Gurudev, we can go ahead at your will. Hare Krishna.
Okay, going 10 hours. Realization through contemplation. Continue your 30-day notebook after hearing Jahnava Devi's story on the slide. Then answer what Jahnava Devi had: spiritual power, respect from all Vaishnavas, ability to unite people, pure motivation, identify any sectarian attitude, and might lead to offending other traditions. What the Durga worshipper said: reflect on powerful women devotees of religious position, strong beliefs, power, impure motivation, standards to kill or wanted to kill. Sorry. Now ask yourself, am I more like Jahnava Devi or the Durga worshippers? Jahnava Devi used her power to unite people, to mediate disputes, serve Krishna's mission, and uplift others. I use my power, knowledge, position to unite people or divide people, serve others or control others, uplift others or feel superior, serve Krishna or serve my ego. Next, pattern meditation. True spiritual power is used for serving and unification, not exploitation. Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Srila Gurudev, for guiding us through today's reflection. Very powerful topic that we were dealing with, the power of Vaishnavis in our community, and the contributions they've had, and a much more specified or a much more focus on Sri Jahnava Devi and her glorious life. So we'd like to open the question and answer session. So if you have some questions that you'd like to ask, there is already one that was shared in the group. So perhaps I can start with this one as we have more people getting their questions ready. So Vraj Lakshmi Mataji asks, what do we do in front of cheaters? Sorry. It's also what do we do in front of cheaters, religious cheaters. Sorry, let me just rephrase it better.
Kavita, can we start with the two questions from yesterday?
Yesterday. Okay. In the meantime, we can start with that. I'll just access them.
So there's one question today, Shila Gurudev from Vaishali Mataji in the chat box. She's asking, Hare Krishna Maharajji, please accept my humble obeisances. Sometimes we are so hurt that we no longer want to unite others with others and just want to save our spiritual, mental, and physical health. What should we do in that case? Kindly guide.
Yeah, we shouldn't become disorganized or turn apart because someone have done something wrong. We shouldn't forget we are servant and forget of God, because that is how we are going to get purified. So yeah, although someone have hurt us, we should continue with our practices, our services, our silence. We should do what we're supposed to do. We shouldn't just, otherwise the person has succeeded to throw us out of to throw us out of balance. We have to continue the process. Then we can regain our balance. Then we have the strength to think properly, to recognize where we have gone wrong, and then continue. And above all, we should try not to expose ourselves to destructive people. So we should be careful how we associate, whom we associate, so that we can continue nicely. All right?
Okay. Thank you, Shila Gurudev. These are questions from yesterday. One is from Her Grace Rasasundari Mataji. She asks, Hare Krishna Shila Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. We should focus on our behavior in Dham and our temples and tirthas. But because I'm still conditioned, I still find myself noticing some misbehavior by others. So is it right to think that I am noticing this misbehavior so that I can check myself not to behave like that? And how else can one completely not notice others' misbehaviors and only see good?
It is not that the pure devotees have no feeling. They don't see our nonsense. It's not like that. They are conscious, perfectly pure, and they see everything. But they are so pure that I'm conscious that other people's nonsense doesn't affect them. It does not change their result in Christian consciousness. It doesn't stop them from doing what they're supposed to do. They continue because they are able to understand that, see, these things will continue as far as material is concerned. As far as we have so many whimsical people. This material world, you cannot change that. They will be there, but they should help us to become better. That, yes, I don't want to be like this because I have been told the truth. I've been shown the right path. Let me follow the right path and not be like this. That we should do. And then move forward. Should not be disturbed by the whimsical activities of others. If we are this, it means that we are affected, and the fact that we are affected means that we are not strong in our practice. We don't have a complete knowledge or understanding. So we should try to upgrade ourselves constantly, so that we don't get affected by what is going on. But we notice it, we should recognize it, we should understand it so we can know how to avoid it and protect ourselves and others who are sincere.
Okay, thank you, Shila Gurudev. Thank you, Rasa Sundari Mataji, for the question. The other question from yesterday, this is from Kamanga Harini Devidasi, I presume.
Go ahead,
Please,
Prabhu.
yes. Okay, so it says, please accept my humble obeisances, all goes to Srila Prabhupada. What happens when we live in a sacred dham or in a local temple, but there are people around us doing nonsensical things and behaving inappropriately? It could be gross deviations like breaking principles or subtle contaminations. Is perceiving these deviations an offense, or is it an offense to focus on those defects? Why does Krishna show us these deviations? Could Your Holiness please speak about this? Krishna Gurudev.
It is not our duty to continue meditating on the nonsensical thing that people do. Because if we continue to meditate about all the nonsense things that people are doing, when are we going to meditate on the good things that we have come here for? So, and why should we contaminate ourselves by identifying the nonsense things people do? Let us identify ourselves with the good things that people do. We should look at the good things. The occasion told us to think of him. He didn't tell us to think about the whimsical thing that people do. Because if we spend our life looking at the nonsense in people do, that is our future. That is what we will become. We're not going to become better because we're not meditating on the good things. And when we also try to continue to be looking at all the nonsense things, when are we going to look at ourselves and do the right thing? We came here to a purpose, and we should not forget the purpose. We should constantly remind ourselves of the purpose of why we're here, why we are here, what we are coming here for, and check ourselves constantly to see, am I doing what I'm supposed to do here? That should be our focus. Not about the nonsensical things. They will continue to do them because they are nonsense. So if we waste our time with that, then we will remain here with them. We will join that group. So if that is our goal, if it is not, don't waste our time with it. So remember our pure acharya, because if you remember, think about pure devotees, you will get all their qualities. Similarly, if we remain thinking about the nonsense, whimsical people, we will also get their qualities. That's how it works. So we should choose which one you want to do, or what we have come here for. Hey, look at that. Oh, look at again. I know it. You cannot stop this nonsense. That's our meditation. So we have joined that group imperceptibly. We have joined that group, and we will remain there. We're going to go for that. So we shouldn't waste our time like that. All right.
Thank you, Shila Gurudev. So we'll ask Hamsaduta Prabhu, who's raised his hand, to go ahead with his question. Hamsaduta Prabhu, please go ahead.
Yes, can you hear me? Please, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, please can you accept my respectful obeisances to your divine lotus feet? All glory to Sri Prabhupada, all glory to the wonderful Assam devotees. Maharaj, my question is from yesterday. The Aparadhas we committed in the temples and the dam. So, especially when a festival is going on, or like Janmashtami, Radhastami, or Festival of Flowers, what I notice is that when the altar is closed and it's a time for the altar to open, we are in the kirtan and everybody is in ecstasy, and we all jump in front of the altar. And all we do is we take our phones and ready to record Radha and Krishna. And people are dancing in ecstasy and everything. And this has been going on. To me, I didn't see any offense in that because I didn't know. But one time this happened and somebody besides me, he said that this is a shame. Instead of when the altar is open, instead of us paying obeisances, we are in front and jumping and taking videos. So I become so disturbed about that and been thinking, because even at that moment, there's no place to pay obeisances, or you have to go back of the group of the altar and pay obeisances. But after a few minutes, when the people are jumping and taking the videos and everything, you see that the altar is in front of the altar is empty. People are in the kirtan and we're beginning to pay obeisances and so on. So, Gurudev, I want you to help me to understand this, because in my mind, I'm thinking people are in an ecstasy. They want to see the beauty of Krishna. And at the same time, in my mind, I'm also thinking that it is offense. So please help me to understand this or clear this in my mind. Hare Krishna.
Yes, the thing is that many people are acting whimsically. When people have gathered, that's the time everybody is pushing others to go and take picture. But the same data is there at other time when nobody is there. That you can peacefully take a picture, make a communication, you can pray peaceful without people pushing here and there. People don't do it at that time. They want to do it to show their devotion for Krishna. So I wonder if that is devotion. If there's so much in devotion, then we should remember the Lord and pay our obeisances and do the right thing. Taking picture and not concentrating on the Lord, that is not, not a sign of devotion. It is something else. So that's how I feel. Better we concentrate on the Lord. If we take the Lord in the heart, or better than our mechanical picture we are taking. Mechanical picture will not stay in the heart. But if you take the picture of the Lord from the heart, that will remain the eternal. So that should be the best one to do. Haribo.
Haribo, thank you, dear Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for the clarification. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Srila Gurudev and His Grace Hamsadhut Prabhu. Now we'll ask Mataji, Timai Mataji, please unmute yourself. I think we can use this as a last question, Srila Gurudev. Depends on you.
Hare Krishna, Shila Gurudev, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for not just saying everything that was in here, but giving chance to so many of us have a comment and also a question. Many a times, Matajis have come saying, "Oh, can we also serve our spiritual master?" Because usually they don't see it in ISKCON, but you practically provide a place where all of us are getting services, also feeling that we can also contribute in some more ways to the movement. So we are very grateful to you for that, for creating that culture. And I had a question, Shila Gurudev, on the slide where we were discussing the Vedic understanding, and it was mentioned by Param Gurudev that women are predominantly controlled by the modes. But if they use the very same energy for the spiritual side, they can become pure devotee faster, you commented. So I was just trying to understand it for my improvement, as to what are those things that as a woman, as a Vaishnavi, we should engage ourselves more and more in, because right now we do find a lot of happiness and satisfaction in serving the spiritual master, either physically or even staying far away. At the same time, knowing that there are a lot of things which are prescribed for us in terms of duties. So I am just trying to understand what exactly should a woman's focus be on to truly become a Vaishnavi, because you've also mentioned that just by wearing a sari, putting tilak, should not think we've become a great devotee. So if you could just take us a little more deeper so that we can fine tune our consciousness to bank upon the spiritual potency that we can have. Thank you, Shri Gurudev.
Every one of us are eternal servant to Krishna. Everyone. We are eternal servant to Krishna. And we are preparing ourselves now. We conditioned, so we are preparing ourselves now by this process of training to become qualified for eternal service. Eternal. Therefore, we have been given varieties of things to do. We all, both men and women, we have been asked to chant 16 rounds. That is the first order given by the spiritual master. It's the first order. To chant minimum 16 rounds. All, both men and women, whatever is our situation. Keep regulative principles. It's compulsory for all of us. Now, there are two things. There are two things for this thing, service that we have to do. Service we have to do, and our sadhana that we have to do. These two things we have to do. There are two ways to do it. The beginning is mechanical, external. We are chanting alphabet, the holy name, and mechanically not focus. Why they not focus is because of the congestion of material desire in the heart. That congestion is so deep, so high, and we have become so aligned with it, so much so that it is like it is ourselves now. It has become ourselves due to a long time association with this bad habits. So they are called Aparadhas. And the process of eliminating this is called Anartha Nirviti. This is the devotion culture, the Yama and Niyama. So the principle is given. Now, how much attention we are giving to this practice, that what makes a difference. The principle is the same. The same. The goal is the same. But the approach to the goal is different. Because some of us are going to use a plane. Some are going to use a train, a vehicle. Some are going to use bicycle. Some are going to walk. And we know very well that some of us, the vehicle which we are using will never make it. The vehicle here means the faith, the religion which we follow. But we shouldn't forget that the practice is the same. Now, we have to, when the spiritual master gives us a bead, he has given us Krishna. That's what it means. Krishna is given to us. How are we attending to Krishna, the spiritual master has given to us? It's our duty. It depends on the effort we are making to make use of what is given. And that also depends on how we have lived our life, the previous one before this time. Our previous life has effect in our present situation. So you see that some of us are attentive, some of us are not attentive, some are very, very casual. We joke with it, we play with it. We don't think that this is the most important thing in my life to do. We are joking with it, we play with it, we take it for granted. Yes, that shows that we're not so much advanced in our previous practice, and that reflection is affecting our present situation. But if we continue to practice and being fortunate to constantly beg and pray. Should beg and pray. Then as we are practicing or we are begging and praying and practicing, the power of this sadhana will get us purified, that we will come to the second stage of start doing the physical thing we're doing now mentally for the mind. That is what you call raga bhakti. Now it has migrated from regulated sadhana bhakti to now spontaneous sadhana. Raga in practice. So now it is not only the external thing we're doing now, the mind is now chanting, the mind is now hearing, the mind is now getting taste, getting some attraction. You see, when you hear about somebody, when you hear about somebody, you hear about something continuously, it is natural that we develop attraction for that. That's why hearing is important. And association is because association helps us to hear about what we need to work on. So when we continue like this, the attraction for higher things will naturally come inside. We don't need initiation for Sandha Bhakti. We don't need initiation for it. We don't need initiation for what do you call it? Gopi Bhava. You don't need initiation for it. These things will naturally start taking place because as we're practicing, the Guru is watching, Krishna is watching, the Holy Name is watching. They are all watching and see, and they are constantly pushing because they see that we are getting more. When the Guru see a disciple is getting more, he'll keep giving, and be pushing and pushing. This is going on daily in our life. Then our attraction, you may need the same Guru, or you may not a different Guru who will come in at that time. You don't need to look for initiation here and there for this. This thing will come in. You start having taste to hear something more. And when we hear these things, they become very real. That we start yearning. We start getting the hunger for these things. They will be coming like this. And when it's going deeper, they will become attracted to those who are the Gadmikas, those who are on that platform. You become attracted to them. Then the transmission will continue to flow. Transmission. These are internal things, no more gross. That's internal. The transmission will continue. It's going on. The flow will continue. If we connect with the higher beings, whatever is happening with them, with the spiritual master, whatever is experienced, it will also be transmitted to those who are connected. And when we continue to go deeper and deeper and deeper, this is how we go. This is how we go. So a guru will be monitoring and supplying all the necessary things. Sometimes you have a physical one, sometimes you don't have a physical, you don't need. You'll be getting all the internal things on and on and on until you get to the final stage. And they call it Prem Bhakti. Then you are free to go back to God. Does it make sense?
Yes, Srila Gurudev.
Thank you. Yes, you use it.
Thank you so much, Dimai Mataji. Thank you so much, Srila Gurudev, for all the reflections that you've shared. We have a question in Hindi, but I'm looking at the time. Do you think we can take it, Srila Gurudev?
Since it's one, we can take it before we go.
Okay. Dimai Mataji, perhaps you can kindly help.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. This question is from Vishnu Murthy Sevak, Prabhuji. Mhm. So Prabhuji is saying his question comes from the yesterday's class wherein you mentioned that our faith should be like Prahlad Maharaj's, Kunti Devi's, Srila Prabhupada's, and our spiritual master's faith. So how is it that we can keep increasing our faith? Because you mentioned that faith is the fundamental, like the most prominent thing. And then he's quoting that even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Shikshashtakam, Ashlishya Padratam Pinashtumam. So he's saying that however the Lord keeps me, he will be my Lord life after life. So how will this unflinching faith come and keep increasing?
Faith comes by hearing. That's how we get faith, by hearing continuously. And fortunately, you hear from a faithful person. That means if you're devotee, Prophet said, hear from the right source. It means a person who has faith in Krishna and is speaking. So we hear from that person, our faith will increase. So Prabhupada also recommend in Bhagavad Gita 8, 5, and 6 purport. So Prabhupada also recommended chanting regularly. It will build our faith. Because why? If you are chanting, we get purified. the more the purification, the better our faith becomes. Our faith becomes stronger and stronger as we continue to develop. Faith doesn't go down; it continues to increase. So if you associate nicely and hear nicely, our faith will develop. If you chant very nicely, our faith will develop. And if we keep good association, our faith will develop with people who are faithful. That's how we get our faith developed. All right.
Thank you so much.
Very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. We really
Srila
deeply
Prabhupada
appreciate.
ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hari Hari Bol. See all of you tomorrow. Hare Krishna. You have a good night, a good day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Srila Gurudev, Absentia, and all the devotees who have been with us for this session. We pray that we may be able to uphold these high levels of practice that have been recommended to us by Srila Gurudev. And we pray that we may be able to continue not only for the month of Kartik, but for the rest of our lives so that we can come to a pure position like our Srila Gurudev. We wish you all the best. Tomorrow is Srila Prabhupada's disappearance. So many festivities and many a good chance to reflect on his mercy, on his contribution to our personal lives. So we wish you also a very good celebration tomorrow. And yes, so we will have Gopi Git. We will be hearing Gopi Git as we end this session in the mood of appreciating the Vaishnavas in our movement and in our Sampradaya, in our conclusion as the Gaudiya followers. So please listen to these very, very powerful prayers. You can use them to contemplate and help us come to a stronger position. I was your host. My name is Bhakta Kamita, an aspiring disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Damodara Maharaj. And I pray that you may forgive me for all the offenses I might have committed. And please send me your mercy so that I can be attached to the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev. Wishing you a good night or a good morning, good day from wherever you joined us. Hare Krishna.
जन्मना व्रज श्रया यवनौकशां व्याप्तिरङ्गते विजिनहन्त्रियलं विश्वमङ्गलम् त्वजमनाक्षनास्त्वात्स्पृधात्मना स्वजनहृद्रुजां यन्निषूदनम् यत्ते सुजातचरणं बुरुहं स्तनेषु भीताशनैः प्रिय दधिमयि कर्कशेषु तेनातविन्नतसि तद्व्याथतेन किं स्वेत् कुरुपाधिभिर्भ्रमति धीर्भवदा